Hello, welcome back to Golden Arrow. Last episode I orchestrated a big gunfight, which surprisingly ended in a draw. This episode we're gonna move on to the remainder of chapter 5. Finally! Yeah, we spent one episode on this one alone, so hopefully that's not gonna happen for 15 and 16, otherwise this series is gonna take forever. So yeah, let's just see if we can do anything else here. This is Helldive. Alright, can't zoom in. Also music. There you go. Hey, isn't this music nice? This music is slightly different. Uh, this music is not actually the lo-fi girls medieval ambience anymore. Ambience? Medieval lo-fi anymore. It's another one. I'll probably put it in the credits again, but yeah, just know that it's no longer the same music. Okay, so arrows again, we want what looks like a balance. We have this portal here, which is really interesting actually. How would I get the two arrows to separate in those positions? I mean, like, none of these actually work, right? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Interesting. If an arrow fell down the portal right now, it would land here. I suppose that's somewhat interesting, right? Because one way that this could help is like, it could fall down from the side. Yeah, so that's how you separate them. Okay. And if we got the if we somehow managed to move the balance. I say move, but like it's kinda hard to move a balance, isn't it? I think I have to use a portal in some way. I don't know how I really want to do that. I don't think I ever want any of those. Like, I don't think I want any of these going to the portal, do I? I don't think so. I do know that this push is probably the only good move I can make. This gets the red arrow here, which can act as like maybe a good... what can it act as a good... It can act as a good something. You can push it up, and I guess therefore create a balance like this. This is a lot harder to create on the other side because I didn't have the green arrow on the other side to help create that balance. But in effect, I can create a moving balance now. This isn't really a moving balance, is it? No. I don't like this at all. That's a balance that I've moved. I've moved this balance. Not a very useful spot. No, not at all. I can redo the process actually. So I can put more arrows in here to like try and use them instead. I think I can fit up to 3 of these guys. No, I can fit... Yeah, I can fit 3. If one of them takes the... If one of them lands on the blue portal itself, I can fit 3 arrows. Why would I ever want that? Is there ever a case where a move like this can put both a red arrow and a purple arrow to fall towards each other? I don't know. I don't think so, but a balance might be useful. So like... Well, this isn't really a balance. It's more... It's a lot less of a balance. I wonder if this is ever valid. Like, I don't... Okay, I wonder if this is ever valid. It does not look valid. There's no way this can be landing on a red unless the balance is already like up there. Interesting. Do I want to set up? What do I want to set up? That's not good. That's also not good. Yeah, what can I do at this point? I mean, again, I can set up a balance there. It's not really a balance right now, but I can set up a balance there. I want a balance on the other side. It's almost like I want the purple balance. I want a purple-red balance, I think. Then the green just sits on top of it. It's also valid to have a green-purple balance with the red falling into place. So I don't really have a real decision made on which one I do, but both seem valid right now. The difficulty is getting purple and red to set up a balance here, I think. So it might be green and purple that's more valid. So like... If I fit... Okay, hold on. If I fit a red arrow in there, I could use that to temporarily block the portal. Making a move... No, not that kind of move. But maybe a move like this becomes okay. Which will allow purple to form a balance like this. I don't like that very much. Ooh, okay. What about this kind of balance? That gets red out of the way. Yeah, I guess we can be out of the way for now. I just moved the balance in the wrong direction. How am I gonna move this balance out? This kind of is a bit challenging. Yeah, I don't like that. This is basically the same issue. Like... Okay, what else can I do at this point? This is like another thing I can do. I can use the fact that the portal is blocked to basically make a bunch of moves. This will allow me to put balances in interesting places. Although not super interesting because it's nowhere near where I want it to actually be. I wonder if a move like this is ever valid. That does look somewhat valid actually. It's just I can't really do anything after this point, can I? A bit difficult to do anything after this point. But like that shifts the balance in one place, but I can't really continue this pattern, I don't think. Yeah, the two arrows are very, very stuck against each other. So like if you try and move them at all, it doesn't really work. I'm not sure if I can, you know... I don't think so. I mean, I suppose this isn't really a death condition yet for purple. For green it is, but... Can that move somehow... Can a move like this somehow actually be really interesting? I don't want to do that. I want to like... I want this fall to be useful, but like... For it to actually be useful... How could it actually be useful? How could it actually be useful? Like, this fall here could fall onto green, I think. But how would green be held up? Maybe by me? If I held green up, I can shift over and then maybe form some sort of balance. If I was holding on to green. So, okay, so something like this is interesting. But no, because green is still not there. Like, green would not have to be here for anything useful to happen. Because if purple were to fall down there, then green and purple could form a balance here. And then I could do some stuff to help maneuver it around. Right? Like, I would assume a double stack of red arrows here could be useful. Okay. Let's just say a double stack of arrows there is useful then. This move is odd. I don't like that. I know these moves kind of just ruins... It forces me to hold on to something. And that actually is kind of a problem. I want them to fall towards each other. Can I ever be holding on to green at this point? I don't think so. I suppose this move looks kind of interesting. Because yeah, that holds them in position. But it's kind of a bad position, right? I think it is a bad position. Ah, I made a balance. Cool. Actually, there's a balance here that I can form. It's kind of interesting. That's a very interesting move as well. I don't know if that's entirely helpful. It's a bit too much, I think. But like, it's a balance I can like sort of shift. I wonder if I can maybe set up this balance to be a bit more useful. If I wanted to fall in this position in general, right? Like, how would I make that happen? We know this is one of the ways I can do it, by pushing this way. But how else can I do it? How else can I picture myself doing it besides this? We know purple has to fall down here, so another way is I could push purple into this column. But if purple was... so... If purple and green were here and here, then... Can I move that balance up? Okay. So if purple were up by 1 and then green were up by another 1. Okay. The difficulty might be in trying to maybe... Like something like this, but obviously I want red out of the way. And this is a problem because purple is stuck. Green also becomes a problem if it gets moved out of the way. So like this corner thing is not good. Okay, I can make a balance there first. Maybe that's okay. How to get purple there in the first place? It's like one of the problems I'm having is that if I manage to push up this balance... Could I do that? Yeah, but then I get stuck. Okay, so what if I did it the other way around? If I did it the other way around, then green gets stuck. Unless green is held up by another arrow. Okay, so watch this. Another arrow is here to help hold green into place when the top red arrow, which is this one, moves out of the way. Now purple can be moved here. I don't know if that's good, because purple just falls back. I can potentially shift this entire balance back up. I don't know if I like that. But I can do this, right? Oh, no. I want to do this move, which could create a balance, but that is a bit more of a challenge as well. Okay. Okay, what if that? That's not good. I kind of want one of the reds here. Okay, so what if I put a third red in place? This is kind of awkward because there's no reason that this should be good. I mean, it could be useful though. Like, I do see some potential with this. Ooh, just kidding. Let's move this red into place first to hold up green. Yeah, we have too many arrows in the way. I don't like this at all. I mean, yeah, that kind of works, but not really. No. What was the goal in the first place? The goal was kind of like to be able to push this way, which would cause green to fall and then purple to follow, and then like... Yeah, but the red in the way is not good, right? The red shouldn't be in the way. There must be some other way to maintain a balance at that point. I don't see how though. Also, like, way too many other arrows in the way already. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I don't think this is good. Again, so it's like, okay, let's think about this one more time. I think the previous setup where, yeah, you had purple up here is good, but somehow this push must allow green to already be in there, which is a little bit harder to do than I think it is. Okay, but if I... Okay, I have an idea. For... So let's work backwards from this one. If purple was here and green was here, green could land on me and I could push up. So then you have purple and green forming a balance. But if that's what happened, there needs to be some way for me to replace something that's holding on to green, which is red. And then I need to be holding on to red from below to push it upwards. And I need to push that entire thing over. Red can fall because red is fine to fall. If that's the case, how do I get in that position where I'm holding up a red? How do I get into that position? Is there another balance that has to happen? Because I need to hold red in this column. I don't quite like that fact that much. Also, like, how do I set the entire thing up as well? So, like, okay. Let's say I do this. I put an arrow there to help hold up the arrow. Well, I mean, this push is still bad. I guess this is interesting. I just put the arrow back in place. What am I saying? This is not interesting at all. Yeah, this is not interesting at all. I mean, yeah, but like, that doesn't really help. Although I would say it might. If I got you out of the way, you actually don't do anything too different. But this isn't a balance I can, like... This is not a balance I can break, I think. This is not a balance I can easily break with useful results. It's like either here or here. That balance has to be in one of these two positions, I think. As well, that balance has to be... Can I even like count to figure out if that's gonna work or not? If I pushed over this purple arrow, green arrow falls, and then it needs to fall by 2, and then purple arrow falls. Okay. Let me just check if this is valid so far. Okay, so let's get you out of the way first. We figured out that this wouldn't work. Because you fall by 1. Then you have to take 1, 2, and then you'll be here. But this being up here has to wait for this 1 fall, and then falls 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll be 2 steps off. Yeah, you'll be, I think is it 1 step off or 2 steps off? It looks like 1 step off, but this move... Yeah, isn't that exactly how it should be? This move here is 1 move first, then they start falling together, right? Yeah, isn't that supposed to be 2 steps off? 1, 2, unless 1 step is taken to portal as well. I'm not sure 1 step is taken to portal. I don't like that. Nope. How about the other side? Let's try the other side. Is this double arrow going to work? Because I'm holding up this arrow. Like, I don't think so. I don't think it's actually going to work. No. I mean, it's kind of close, interestingly enough. Like, if I did this... This push doesn't get a working balance. It's too fast. Interesting. I don't think I can engineer something that works really well on this, honestly. It's a bit too much, I think. It's a bit too much. What about this move? Wow, that somehow is really bad. Yeah, I see why that's really bad. But we're basically meeting the exact same problem every single time we do this. Okay. There must be another way though. Is there a way to move the balance? I don't think so. Like, this move is never good, is it? I don't ever want green in there. Because green just can't get back. No way. Purple could get back though. Purple could get back, which is the interesting thing. Like, if purple were held up sufficiently. I think we still haven't tried really making the red purple balance here. I'm inclined to say it's impossible. Inclined, although I'm not entirely sure. That might be some interesting move here that allows purple to fall in there in this portal while red falls upwards in this column. I don't know if I can engineer something that looks like that. But there could be a way that that could happen. Like, yeah, you see this? Green can actually fall there. That's a move that I never anticipated was possible. And in fact, this allows some things to be held up by green. Although not entirely useful. Also, like, what can green do after this? This push is interesting, but not interesting enough. It doesn't, actually, this doesn't look very promising. Unless this forms another balance that I don't know of. Could a portal in that direction be useful? Like, yeah, could a portal in direction be useful? What was the portal thing that I was trying again? It's something like this, right? And then I did say something about that not being very useful at all. I needed... What do I need? I needed you out of the way, and I need to move this entire thing up. Okay. I think what I wanted was... I wanted this, but without the red arrow in the way. So like... let's just try this for now. Ah, the timing doesn't work. Okay. Interesting. The timing still doesn't work. I almost wanted this move. I forget what this move was entirely for. It is interesting, but I don't remember what that move is for. If I had an arrow here, I noted I could hold up the green arrow while doing this balance. Does that make this useful? Yeah, it does make this possible. Okay. Alright, so just to make things easier, I'm gonna move some of these arrows out of the way first. Let's move this out of the way. Alright, so this move fails, right? Yeah, it's close. But by close, I mean not close at all. It's like, how can this move... What do I want from this move anyway? Like, I want a 4 from here to coincide with a 4 from here, right? Yeah, but... There's some obvious timing mishap. How off are we by... Green is late. In fact, green I think is late by 2. Yeah, green is late by 2. Okay. Which means that this should have been moved. Oh, this should have been moved. There's no real good position to move this. Okay. What about the other balance that I could have tried working? That got... What did that get to happen? I don't think that got anything good to happen. In fact, I think that's the only position where something useful could have happened. Because I needed green to be in this row, which already could not have created a balance. There's another thing that could happen though. Is if... no, no. If green was doing this... If green was here... green held up by... no, it's just not gonna work, no. Alright, I think I'm, like, sticking to the gunslinger idea a bit too much. Let's try doing things normally today. I said today, but I've already been in here for, like, what? Not that long, 25 minutes. It's felt a lot longer. It felt like it's been, like, 40 minutes at this point, but maybe I'm just running off ideas really quick, and then it just feels like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. Is it possible, once again, just my question, is it possible to make a a purple-red balance here? I don't think so. Is it possible to transport a thing? Okay, okay. Let's just do something that I have seen before. Which is the double arrow technique. The double arrow technique, I think, is one vision that I had that allowed me to move well, I don't know what it let me do, but it let me move something. So this move teleports purple. Interesting. He teleports purple after me. I can also do that with green if I try hard enough, I think. I can also do it with red. But I think that wouldn't really help. That will get the 2 arrows stuck. Not like that, but yeah. But the bigger pressing issue is that the balance is still unmovable. Okay, double arrow technique. What about the double arrow technique towards the right then? If a double arrow technique vertically lets me move up and down, then what about double arrow technique to the right? That is something that looks like... Okay, let's move this entire thing over first. That is a very interesting move, but probably not one I want to actually pull off. So as you can see here, if I put that arrow back into that place, I get a double arrow. So these 2 arrows are the double arrow. This actually allows me to move purple over and potentially do even more with that. Okay, that's a balance. This lets me move this way. Other arrow gets stuck there, but that's potentially okay. I have methods to move around the arrows. In terms of red, I mean. Okay. I can move this arrow. I can block the arrow. That's an interesting move, I guess. So this... I can't replicate the double arrow trick because this wall was useful for that. So I can't put another arrow here. Unless it's held by another arrow, which it isn't. So I got a bit closer. Right. But not close enough. Like, yeah, everything gets very messed up at that point. Oh geez, okay. Green goes... Okay, green goes there if that happens. If I moved green away, red goes in there. I mean, I don't see any issue with that thus far. That's an issue, okay. I can put it back. Is that interesting? Not really. See, the thing I need to do again to move you over, which I did before, was the double arrow here with this arrow being upright. So it needs to be held up by another arrow, which it can't be. The arrow needs to be here to be able to push this rightwards. There must be an arrow in this column, which is not held up by anything right now. And probably can never be held up by anything. I'm thinking there's another trick I can use. And the other trick is simply to push green into this hole, let it fall through here, and then purple goes into the hole, falling down here onto green. But then again, what balance can I do with that? Because green is stuck here, so like, what's gonna happen? This green arrow falling here is pointless, I think. Purple arrow falling here is pointless and it's being held by something, but the only thing that can hold it legitimately is it's green. So unless green is balanced by... Ooh, maybe green has to be balanced by an arrow here. Oh, how do I pull that off? Ooh, that's kind of awkward, huh? Okay, but this move lets green fall there. To put a red arrow here is technically fine, because there's a red goal here. That's why I assume that's okay. But where in the world can I... How in the world can I get an arrow here that will hold up green? I guess if an arrow was already there, and I put green there, but not there, but like green through the blue portal. Can I even pull that off? Yeah, I can, sort of actually. Actually, I can pull it off really easily. Green through the blue portal. What's the point? You can actually like simulate a teleport back in actually by just blocking and leaving it. That's somewhat fascinating to me. Okay. The next best idea I have is somehow being able to push green off like this. And then having it balance on red. But like the red has to be... How in the world are you gonna get this red to be hovering here while that balance happens? Can that do anything? Can that do anything? I don't think so. I wonder if this can keep going, like... But the problem is that a red here has to be held up by something. That's actually really interesting I can do this. Why is that useful? Yeah, that basically fails, right? Green. And then how do I get... I can get more stuff here, but... There's no point if green is dead. And green is like truly dead at this point. How do I get it back up? Green is really stuck. Is this a good move? Is green being here a good move? Maybe that's also a death state. I would not be surprised if it's also a death state. Okay. Have not yet gotten this purple-red balance on this side. Should I still keep trying for that? Or should I deem it impossible? I would like to deem it impossible, just so I can move on. But I'm not sure. I'm like somewhat certain it might not be impossible. Maybe it's another balance elsewhere. Maybe it's a green-red balance somehow. Like it could be a green-red balance, couldn't it? I think that's a green-red balance. Actually, why did I do that? This is good enough. That's a balance. That's a green-red balance, and then this red is still retrievable. Could I have shifted this over? Could this balance be shifted over? Yeah, maybe if I got a green-red balance, and then red can hover here. That's how I get purple onto red on this side. Ooh, that is quite an interesting idea. How would I pull that off? That's an interesting double arrow-ish mechanism. There must be a third arrow here? What? There's no way, I don't think. No. That's a very interesting idea. I feel like I like that a lot more now. I think about it. If I could get that even further right, I could put the green arrow here and then red arrow here. And it could almost be that purple just falls down, falls over like stairs. Yeah, I like that idea a bit more. Okay. Let's try to get that to happen. Green and red form a balance instead of green and purple, or purple and red. Okay. What have you tried for a triple stack? That's a bit challenging. Because a triple stack won't hold it up either. A triple stack will only hold that high. I guess a triple stack is interesting as well though, because a triple stack would allow a purple-red balance on this side. Something I've never seen before. And a purple-red balance is very good, I think. In fact, a purple-red balance with a triple stack again allows another shift to the right, but right now it's currently not possible. I believe maybe with a green helping out, we could make that happen. This push is very bad though. I don't know if I like that or not. Okay. I can move this around however I please. Hopefully green doesn't have to be there while this happens. Green can be like on the bottom side. So like green can do that sort of thing. Yeah, that's kind of a bit better. I can't push purple to the right now. But I could probably do it if I want what I want to do. This is actually really close already, I think. If purple got back here, maybe I could get a better thing to happen. Like, that's another balance. In fact, that balance has been somehow a red-green balance that I've been looking for. It's just not that good yet. If I got this red-green balance to work even better, how would I do that? Right, like that, huh? With purple there. I was thinking if I could get this set up to hold. Yeah, purple being this way. That's a interesting balance. Red can get out of the way now. This purple-green balance is now somewhat better. You can shift this around. That's still a balance, okay. Okay, none of these components can really be moved apart. Okay. I can't add a fourth one. Any teleport here will just fall. I can shift red away. Which seems maybe okay. I can also compress the entire thing. So like this is valid. And so is this. This is not valid, but you know. I don't think we got any closer. We got a bit closer, but like I still feel like we're not there yet. Okay, where else did we come from? From there. Okay. I got a bit higher. That can happen. I mean, this is also a failure, I think. Because green gets, yeah. This doesn't look very good. This doesn't look very good at all. Kind of like another issue that I have now is that I wanted this arrow to be somewhere else, right? I feel like I wanted that arrow to be somewhere else. But like, this move is bad. A lot of the things can't really be balanced very well here. Like, realistically, I can move that balance there. I don't know how useful that would be, but I moved it. Doesn't look very good at all. I mean, yeah, I guess that's another thing I can do. That really didn't do anything for us, though. Yeah, that didn't do anything at all. I'm just trialing and erroring, which definitely isn't the best thing to do at this point. I can get the third arrow involved as well. Sure. I don't know how that would be useful, but it could be. I don't think that is useful, actually. I still don't have the vision. I still don't have it. It's like purple needs to go over to the right. Is it just not possible? Is that why a portal is required? Although, you know what? If I had a triple stack here, green was here and purple was here, that is actually a very good balance. Right? How do I even get a triple stack here though? That might be the more challenging part. I got a triple stack like that. That's part one of the triple stack. When I say part one. Triple stack there is a bit challenging, I think. That's a move. That's a move that doesn't really work. Get you out of the way. Oh, is that why that doesn't work? Okay. That's a move. That's not really that good of a move. Although I can shift the arrow back. See, the problem is that a triple stack is very hard to achieve there, I think. Maybe I could get a double stack. Let's say I get a double stack. I think this arrow needs to go back into its position. Alright, so let's think about it. Double stack here. If I could get green here, then where's purple gonna be? Well, purple's gonna be here? How does green get past that point? Green... Yeah, green and red have in fact formed a balance in these two spots before, but one push and it doesn't really work out anymore. Can I just restart this? I feel like I want to restart this. I kind of forgot how I got here though, so like that's not something I want to have to refigure out. I don't want to have to... Oh jeez. I don't really like this. Like, the fact that I have to get all three red arrows involved is a bit awkward. Like, it's so annoying. That's quite a lot of arrows you have there. Anyway, that's a double stack. A triple stack almost works here, but basically fails because green is stuck. So like, this is a double stack that works. That's a balance. Ooh. Okay, a balance, but how is this balance gonna help? Any disruption of the balance never did. So, okay, could I have that balance? How else could I have that happen? Like, could green have been elsewhere at this point? I'm hoping green could have been like... Actually, yeah, what could have happened here? I was thinking if okay, let's put you back there. But the point is that if red doesn't get hovered here, then like isn't that another thing I wanted somewhat? Yeah, I kind of wanted this almost. Ah, that's kind of funny. Green is basically pointless at this point, but like the reason why green was useful there is because it maintains a purple balance. A purple-green balance. I don't know, I don't like that very much. Ah. Okay, well like, okay, there's a much more... There's a previous part to this puzzle. There's a much more previous part to this puzzle. You know what, should I just try and get a triple stack there? Let's just try and get a triple stack there. Like, okay, the first step is pretty obviously something like this. Although I can't even be sure if that's true or not. If I can push this way... Isn't that also fairly interesting? That's almost nearly a... Oh. Oh, ooh, okay. That's not very good. Okay. Let's put one there. Okay, you know what I can do? This, okay. Gets you over there. If I manage to do this over here, and then put this like that, that's 2/3 of our stack. And then this will maintain it with a third arrow up there. Question is, how do I get that arrow over now? Green red might work, but green red balance is a bit tough to work with. For a very obvious reason. Oh, we're getting every arrow involved again. The portal has to be useful somehow. I think I've spent a long time on this, yeah. You know what? I feel like I should stop at this point. Wow. I see nothing to do here. I don't know. Yeah, I think my best idea is a triple stack here and then purple goes in slots in the middle. But I don't have to pull that off. I think I'll do this next episode and then we'll see what we can do from there. But until now, I'm probably just not going to have to... I don't want to stare at this for any longer. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.